The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are simply that, opinions. All are presumed innocent until proven otherwise in a court of law. Sensitive topics are discussed. Discretion is advised.
In Jacksonville, a birthday celebration turned ambush. Prosecutors call it a gang hit, a web of revenge between gangs ATK, 1200, and 6 Block. The defense says Alicia Andrews didn't know a thing. No gun, no plan, no proof. I'm Cody Thomas. Welcome back to another episode of On the Record. Prosecutor Scott Harmon told jurors the murder of Charles Jones, aka Julio Foolio, was orchestrated, and Alicia Andrews was a part of the plan. She was allegedly driving near the scene just seconds before gunfire erupted. Now, the defense fired back hard. Life Malcolm told jurors Alicia Andrews isn't in a gang, she's in love. No fingerprints, no DNA, no phone data linking her to the shooters. If there was a conspiracy, Malcolm said Alicia was the last to know.
He didn't know, because there was no way he could know that his time here was limited. He didn't know as he was out with friends celebrating his birthday that he was being watched, that he was being followed. He was being stalked and observed by a group of killers, a group of conspirators. As Charles Jones sat there in the front passenger seat of his Dodge Charger, their plan came perfectly together. Caught completely, entirely off guard, completely blindsided. A Glock 9mm handgun was being utilized by one of these conspirators, a handgun that wasn't just a semi-automatic handgun. It had been converted to a fully automatic hand cannon. This defendant, Alicia Andrews, was right there, driving right next to that Dodge Charger in the seconds before this murder happened. Charles Jones belonged to and was affiliated with a group known as 6 Block. He was a member of that organization. 2 other gangs in Jacksonville, ATK and 1200, were affiliated gangs. They despise 6 Block. A member of ATK, a man by the name of Tilly, was shot and killed at a high school football game. This shooting of Charles Jones was clearly retaliation, but Charles Jones was not the shooter of Tilly. But that didn't matter.
On the weekend, Charles Jones was killed. Alicia Andrews was on a weekend trip with her boyfriend. Alicia Andrews is not in a gang. With the exception of her boyfriend, Alicia Andrews did not know any of those men in that group, and none of those men in that group knew Alicia Andrews. As a matter of fact, if there was some conspiracy, Alicia Andrews was not in the loop because she was not in the group. You would not find DNA, fingerprints, no physical evidence whatsoever linking Alicia Andrews to this case. Alicia Andrews did not have a motive. All of them in the group made their phones go ghost, except Alicia Andrews. All of them wore all black attire. Not Alicia Andrews. If the state's right, all of them went in the back door of the Airbnb. Not Alicia Andrews. All of them brought guns to the party, except Alicia Andrews. And you will see, ladies and gentlemen, that there is not one single shred of evidence that supports the state's claim that Alicia Andrews conspired to kill Charles Jones, let alone did anything to further such conspiracy.
Now, officers described the scene at the Holiday Inn like a war zone. Bullet casings, chaos, and a car riddled with rounds. Now, a silver Hyundai crashed into the bushes as terrified witnesses fled. the state introduced texts showing Alicia's frustration with gang violence. The defense countered, words aren't weapons. Frustration is not motive, and texting about violence is not proof of murder.
Did you respond to the home to suites located at 11606 McKinley Drive?
Yes, there was an active investigation of a shooting at that morning when I arrived to work.
Did the hotel manager of the Holiday Inn, did he give you access to their video surveillance system?
He did. The first thing that I noticed was a dark color vehicle cross the path of the camera of the Holiday Inn. There was a plume of smoke coming from another dark vehicle. Not long after that, there was two males seen from the direction of a smoke plume running into the hotel. They then made their way to the elevators. Once they got off the third floor, one of the two males collapsed. Looked like he had been bleeding around the upper torso of his body.
You said you responded over to the hotel at 4:40 because in reference a shooting, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you see when you were going to that location?
I was responding priority northbound on 40th Avenue towards Fowler Avenue. At that point in time, a silver Hyundai came in front of me, basically through the intersection, over the sidewalk, over the curb area, through the bushes and into the hotel. So at that time, I proceeded after that vehicle. They started exiting the car. Two females and a male exited the vehicle. One of the females was yelling, "Hey, her boyfriend was shot. Check on him. Is he still alive?" So at that point in time, I looked over and saw the other vehicle.
What did you see when you saw the other vehicle?
I saw the vehicle sitting there, multiple bullet holes through the front windshield, and I also saw one gentleman laying inside the vehicle. I ran over to the vehicle to check if there's any signs of life. At that point in time, there was no signs of life. Noticed there was a blood trail running from the vehicle into the hotel.
Do you know a person by the name of Alicia Andrews?
Yes, I do.
How long have you known Alicia Andrews?
Over a decade.
How would you describe the nature of your relationship?
She's one of my bestest friends.
How long had Alicia Andrews been dating Isaiah Chance before June of 2024?
I want to say 2-3 years.
And she specifically told you that she was aware that he was in a gang, is that correct?
She was aware that he was tied in or affiliated within a gang, yes.
Are those messages from you and Alicia, between you and Alicia Andrews that occurred in 2021?
That is correct.
The defendant then texts back to you, and this is January 21st of 2021, 8:39 a.m. Girl, I don't like Foolio, ugly ass bitch. He need to die. Bitch, he shot me and my friend died, question mark, question mark, question mark. Yeah, I'm pointing out who did it.
It's clear to you in your investigation, is it not, that they're shooting rifles, these two shooters?
Yes.
And were any rifle casings found in that crime scene?
No, sir.
And now do we see the pistol shooter running by?
Yes, sir.
And then the second shooter? And now the person with the mask on?
That's correct.
The Court TV podcast will return.
Detectives walked jurors through hours of surveillance video. The prosecution said the gang rivalry, not random chance, drove the shooting. But still, no evidence put Alicia at the park or inside the Airbnb. The defense hammered that point home. No weapon, no gunshot residue, no plan.
Did Lieutenant Cheek contact you and some other uniformed officers to assist in searching for that Chevy Cruze?
Yes, sir.
Now, were you aware at that point, when you were in your vehicle at that time, of the murder of an individual who had a celebrity name of Julio Foolio?
Yes, through just social media, but yeah.
Did you associate the two things? That car was wanted in relationship to that homicide?
Yeah, I basically put it together on my own based on it was Tampa and the date of entry. I believe it was probably 3 days or some change after the fact.
When you produced your sidearm and you were exiting your car, did you point it at the suspect that was getting out of the Chevy Cruze?
I did.
Did you give him verbal commands?
Yes, sir.
Did he comply?
No.
What did he do?
He decided to run.
So you're chasing him, what happens?
As we're chasing, I drew my department-issued taser 7 at that time, and deployed 1 set of cartridges. It appeared that he fell behind the car. It looked like he was about to get back up and run again, and I deployed a 2nd set of cartridges.
Did you later confirm his identity as Rashad Murphy?
Yes, sir.
Tender the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, cross. You ever come into contact with Alicia Andrews?
No.
Do you have any indication that Alicia Andrews was in Georgia with Rashad Murphy at any point in time?
No.
Did Rashad Murphy tell you anything about Alicia Andrews?
No.
No further questions.
All right, so I'm gonna call your attention to the morning of June 26th of 2024. Were you requested by a supervisor to respond to some location in reference to this case?
Yes.
When you arrived on scene at that location, were there other officers there?
Yes.
And after speaking with them, were you alerted to the fact that an individual named Rashad Murphy had been taken into custody?
Yes.
Was there another individual there on the scene that was in the back of a patrol car?
Yes.
And were you alerted that person's name was Charmaine Steiger?
Yes.
Did it come to your attention during that time that a cell phone had been located within the Chevy Cruze?
Yes.
And after looking at it, did some message pop up that you actually visualized and saw on the screen?
Yes.
Did it have the name Julio Foolio on it?
Yes.
Was this another image that was in the partial extraction?
Yes.
What is in the image?
Rifle.
And is there a time associated to the collection of that image in the phone?
Yeah, it's June 20th, 2024, 3:02 a.m. in UTC time.
Do you know if these were used in the murder?
I don't know.
And do you know if any of these weapons have anything to do with Alicia Andrews?
I don't know.
Now, prosecutors called the detective who searched a Jacksonville home belonging to one of the co-defendants. Inside, wet papers, manuals, ammo, and a safe. But when the defense asked if that home belonged to Alicia Andrews, the witness admitted, "I don't know who that is." Now, next came a detective from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, a gang investigator. He broke down the map of Jacksonville's gangs, ATK, 1200, and their rival 6 Block, which Julio Foolio was a well-known member of. After Foolio's death, ATK-affiliated rappers posted videos bragging about the hit, even referencing the Holiday Inn. But the defense got the gang investigator to admit Alicia Andrews wasn't in any of those videos, never mentioned in the lyrics, never celebrated the death online, no motive, no message.
In this particular case, did you have the opportunity to respond to a home or residence on Victoria Lakes Drive?
Yes, ma'am.
Was that residence being searched pursuant to a search warrant that had been obtained?
Yes, ma'am.
So the items that are depicted here in all of your photos from this scene that are reflective of wet pieces of paper, manuals, 53O, are all from this kitchen sink?
Yes, ma'am.
Were there also items of evidence that were ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what we're seeing in 55C?
Yes, ma'am.
54A, is this the safe that you were asked to process from this same residence?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you have an opportunity to photograph the contents of that safe?
Yes, ma'am.
Does 54D fairly and accurately represent what the safe looked like when it was open?
Yes.
That home that you searched, that's not Alicia Andrews' home, correct?
I don't know.
You don't know if it is?
I don't know.
Did you search Alicia Andrews' home?
I don't know who that is.
And you don't have any evidence that anything that you just discussed on direct examination is connected to Alicia Andrews?
I don't know who that is.
During your course of your time as a gang detective, did you develop information as it relates to what ATK stands for?
Yes, ma'am.
As it relates to the term ATK, what does that stand for, if anything?
Based on my training experience, it stands for Ace's Top Killers. The name Ace would be the face or the head of ATK. His rapper name is Young and Ace.
You said that ATK and 1200 associate with each other. How about you said both of those have a common enemy, which is 6 Block?
Yes, ma'am.
Did there become a prominent person or member in the 6 Block group?
Yes.
And who was that?
Charles Jones.
Were there videos posted after the death of Charles Jones in 2024?
There was.
Did those music videos come from members of ATK and or 1200?
Yes, ma'am.
Posting now states 89D.
He ain't coming back, and if he do, y'all can kill me. Somebody got to die, it can't be us, we gotta kill. We might have to touch one of these, make them feel. Come on.
For the Foolio dead video by Spinovins and Waffle with Chop Up, were you able to identify any specific language as it related to the homicide of Charles Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that what's highlighted on the screen before us here?
Yes, ma'am.
What about the Holiday Inn? Is there any specific relevance to the posting about Holiday Inn in this particular music video after the murder?
Yeah, there's the chain of hotels that was here in Hillsborough County.
In any of the videos that the ones that we saw today and the other ones that you've viewed, Alicia Andrews isn't in any of those videos, right?
Not that I've seen.
You also haven't heard her mentioned in any of these songs.
No, ma'am, I have not.
Is it your understanding, based on information that you've received, that after this murder, that Mr. Isaiah Chance and Mr. Rashad Murphy made posts on social media sort of celebrating this murder?
Yes.
And in your investigation of this case, have you seen any posts? Do you have any evidence to suggest that Alicia Andrews ever posted anything celebrating the death of Julio Foolio?
Not that I'm aware of.
You've never discovered any motive for Alicia Andrews to want Julio Foolio to die?
No, ma'am.
Now, back to the Court TV podcast.
Now, day 5 turned technical and tense. A firearms analyst testified that 2 shell casings recovered from the scene marked 9.1 and 9.2 were fired from the same gun. But whose gun? No link to Alicia Andrews. The defense grew frustrated as prosecutors introduced more photos and social connections, arguing that none of it proved Alicia's involvement. Defense counsel told the judge, quote, 70% of this case is about who she knows, not what she did. The judge allowed the evidence in, calling it a matter of weight, not admissibility. Then Detective Juan Ramos took the stand. He described the night Julio Foolio died, a 3-car entourage, a rapper from Jacksonville celebrating his birthday, a gang rivalry following him across state lines. Ramos found shell casings, ammunition, rifle accessories, even a Glock. But again, no evidence that any of it tied back to Alicia Andrews.
Did you do comparisons of the items where you compared them to each other?
I did.
And what were your findings or results?
For the items 9.1 and 9.2 cartridge cases, I identified them to each other.
What does that mean?
That means that they were fired from the same firearm.
Those are screenshots, I believe, or maybe photos of Ms. Andrews and 2 individuals that I don't even believe the state will be able to establish who they are. I don't know how they're going to establish that. I would let them, talk about why they want to get them in. But from our perspective, again, they have absolutely nothing to do with this case. But I think the even bigger issue is, Your Honor, where does this end? At what point are they not allowed to just keep introducing irrelevant information about, the 50 different gang members that she lives, within a 5-mile radius of that she's come across? They can't even tell us who this person is. They won't even be able to establish who that person is. Whether or not she slapped them in the face and said, why did you throw that sign up? They can't, none of that matters though, because it's not relevant to the allegations in this case. This is becoming a please find her guilty because she knows gang members case. 70% of what we discussed about Ms. Andrews is about who she knows and not how she's connected to this murder. And at some point it has to stop, Your Honor.
Well, to me, it seems like it goes to the weight the jury is supposed to give as opposed to admissibility. So you get up an opening statement and you say, this was just a romantic getaway. She thought she was going with her boyfriend somewhere. She didn't know any of these individuals involved. She had no idea that this was going to be a gang-related anything. That's what you told this jury, an opening statement.
Yes.
What information was relayed to you regarding Charles Jones' background at the scene on June 23rd of 2024?
I learned that he was a prominent rapper out of Jacksonville who was in Tampa over the weekend to celebrate his birthday, and that he had been at a couple clubs before getting to the Homestead Suites. I interviewed other people who were with the victim. The victim was found to have traveled to Homestead Suites as a part of a 3-car entourage, 2 cars following his car, and still remaining at the scene was the vehicle of the victim's girlfriend, Armani Turner, and the 2 occupants that were in her vehicle. the victim was a prominent rapper from Jacksonville and that he was associated with or a member of a gang called 6 Block, and that they had some rivals, ATK, NHG, and 1200, and that it was possible that some rivals had traveled down to Tampa and participated in this. The most important thing relevant to the case were there was a small cardboard box that contained approximately 8 or 9 rifle shell casings. They were spent casings. Those were submitted for ballistic analysis, and they were not even matched to a prior attempt on the victim Charles Jones' life from October 7th, 2023 in Jacksonville. And then in addition to those, there was an abundance of firearms materials, items that could be used as accessory on rifles. I believe there was also a Glock pistol and a bunch of ammunition as well.
5 days in, and this trial is caught between two narratives. Prosecutors see a silent conspirator in a gang-fueled murder. The defense sees a woman defined by association, not action. The evidence shows bullets, gangs, and bloodshed, but no direct line to Alicia Andrews. Of course, I'm Cody Thomas. Stay safe, stay informed, and join me next time we go back on the record.
This podcast is a production of Court TV. Go to CourtTV.com for more content, trials on demand, and to find out how to watch Court TV in your area.